Hello everyone and welcome back to Nara's Tarot. Thank you very much for being here. Today's reading, we're going to take a look at your Gemini season prediction, and by the time of me posting this reading, I know I'm pretty late because Gemini season is well underway. It runs from the 21st of May all the way to the 20th of June. So yeah, we are already in Gemini season, but I thought better late than never. So let's just do our Gemini season prediction. And this is my spin on like a monthly tarot reading, I guess. So hope you enjoy and want to do something a little bit different to follow the astrological seasons rather than the months. But yeah, let's take a look at what's coming up for you for the rest of Gemini season. We have 3 piles for you today. This is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So feel free to pause the video here if you'd like to take some time to connect with the piles, and otherwise I will see you at your reading. All right, hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to start off with our tarot cards to take a look at your Gemini season prediction, and we're going to grab a bunch of oracle cards next. But let's have a look together. Firstly, we are starting off with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. And the keyword here is coral reef. That's really interesting. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Earth Guardians, and we have the Meadow here. We have the Ace of Portals, Ace of Cups, and this is the Star Nursery card. And we finally have the World. Okay, and the keyword here is the Lights Collect. Okay. So one of the things happening for you this Gemini season is, I think that you're ending some kind of I'm hearing ending some kind of contract with someone or with something. This could be more of a metaphorical thing where you're ending a soul contract or maybe some kind of unspoken agreement or a relationship with someone, but this could also be more literal, meaning that you're either ending a job contract or ending a actual contract. Maybe it's a lease, maybe it's a car, something that you like, a car lease that you concluded or something like that. With this 3 of Pentacles over here, I'm also picking up some of you kind of like finishing up some debt as well. Like you're no longer like paying your dues to something. So there's some kind of cycle and ending for sure, and it's really opening up like an amazing new beginning for you guys with Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the World. All of these cards talk about new beginnings, but the quality of the new beginning for you is defined by the Pentacle and the Cup, meaning that there's so much abundance. There's so much material abundance. There's so much even like definitely financial and career abundance. The universe is pouring so much back into you in this Gemini season to really help you to kind of like level up, go to the next level, transcend to a place where you feel that you can actually like breathe and relax and kind of like feel like, you're not so pressed for time or pressed for resources anymore. This is a lot of relief coming in for sure. Okay, the World card here as well, what I'm also picking up is there's also some kind of like attention, like some kind of spotlight being shined. What's the word? But anyway, there's a spotlight shining on you in Gemini season. So for some of you, this is about you gaining recognition, gaining some kind of attention. If you want to do something on social media, this is also a great sign that you might be gaining more traction and more viewers, something like that. But this is overall just like a really good time to like seize opportunities, be very open, I guess, to the new offers coming into your life, especially with Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups both showing up together. The sign from Spirit is that you're going to receive different new offers in Gemini season. And the idea here is to be open to them. You don't have to accept all of it because maybe not all of it is what you want, but take an attitude of, well, let me explore. Be careful not to reject things too quickly because sometimes there's more to something that meets the eye. So basically, be open to the offers, be open to exploring them, and seeing where they could take you, even if it's something that's very, very like left field or very unexpected. Maybe somebody's giving you something that you don't normally do, or it's not normally in your wheelhouse of expertise. But regardless, give it a try. It could also open up other doors for you, okay? So don't be too quick to dismiss things, is essentially the message here. I want to start Oracle off just by looking at some general themes coming through. Just see if there's a bit more information we can get from Spirit here. Okay, in terms of general themes, we have Wood Monkey, choose your battles, and Fire Dragon, co-create with the universe. Okay, you know what this Wood Monkey, choose your battles card is reminding me? It's reminding me of the message we just picked up, where you're getting like a lot of different offers and not everything is for you. So choose your battles, choose which one you want to take on, but still remember to just be open to it, be open to what is coming your way, and just have an attitude of gratitude, really. Because it's not every day we get like Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the World all together, okay? So the World and co-create with the universe is definitely this idea of you really being in a flow state together with the universe. You really like creating almost like your dream life as well. Things are happening really, really seamlessly, really, really smoothly for you in Gemini season. And it's for sure a time to also take space to be a little bit more patient with yourself, is what I'm hearing, because things are moving quite quickly. And when things are happening fast, it's important to always have some time in your day or in the month to take a breather, give yourself space where you can slow down, because you do need time to process. You do need time to like just collect yourself and make sure that, you know, let's just do like quick check-ins with yourself. Make sure that you're still good. Make sure that everything's still okay. Make sure that you're not saying yes or no to things that you actually don't really want to do, you know. So it's just a gentle reminder to check in. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have Metal Bird, treat yourself like royalty. Yeah, you are definitely entering a new elevated phase in your life, and splurge a little bit if you want to. Treat yourself to a little bit of luxury. You can enjoy this time of abundance, okay? Let's see what's coming in for you when it comes to career and finances for Gemini. Ooh, Gemini season. I'm gonna do that again. But anyway, this card is see the humor, levity, perspective, wisdom, and playful. But I really wasn't like paying a lot of attention. So let's see what's actually coming in for you for career. Oh, okay, yeah. So that card really wanted to come out. Okay, fine. My bad. See the humor, levity, perspective, wisdom, and playful. So I think when it comes to career, for sure, like some of you are definitely entering a time when things are not so stressful. There's actually more fun, there's more play with your colleagues or with the people that you work with. There seems to be more just like lightheartedness. People can laugh at each other and laugh at themselves more. And there just seems to be more like maturity as well, because humor and being able to see the lightness in something does require emotional maturity, right? To extract ourselves out from stress and from being too entrenched in those very challenging emotions or more heavy and dense emotions. Humor and lightness requires maturity. So you are encountering people who have more of that and who can also offer more like emotional stability. They know how to be flexible in a situation and not kind of like punish the entire team or the entire working group, like whether you are a business owner or if you're working in a company. There are just people who are more sensible coming in. Okay, let's see what else is coming through for career. All right, and then we also have Divine Self Orange, and actually this is card number 2 and this is card number 33. And the keywords here are intuition, balance, connection, and spirit. Okay, so the other thing coming through with your career is a lot more self-expression and your ability to shine again with this world here and this divine self. People can really see the value and the work that you put into the work or your career or your business. They can really see how you're contributing to the broader team. And you're definitely being recognized for it and definitely being rewarded for your efforts. I'm also seeing leaderships or promotion opportunities for some of you where, again, this is like an opportunity to elevate yourself to the next level. There's something about this where it feels very aligned because of this divine self. It's as though like you're able to shine from a very authentic place, from a place where your soul gives and your soul purpose is being recognized in the process of you also getting these career achievements. So for many of you, if you want to shine in your soul purpose and your life path, and if your life path and soul purpose is very connected to a certain aspect in your career, Gemini season is definitely the time to like seize the moment and take those opportunities where you can showcase your leadership ability, showcase even your creative abilities as well. Underneath the deck, we have everything's okay. This is card number 22. This card came out in reverse, and the keywords are disbelief, alone, unanswered, and frustrated. So this is beneath all of this. I think some of you definitely feel a little bit frustrated with your career right now. And maybe there are certain things that feel very stagnated and you are hoping for change and hoping for the universe to bring in certain good news, or you're waiting for something but it hasn't quite come in yet. Just pay attention to Gemini season. This could really be a time when things really start to shift and you get to receive certain news about career advancement opportunities. Okay, so don't be too hung up on the fact that maybe there hasn't been a lot of progress maybe throughout like 2026. Change could be happening in Gemini season. Okay, let's have a look at some love messages for Gemini season now. We have number 26, resolving conflict. And then we have here number 24, the Rainbow Reviver, and also number 14, forgiveness. So when it comes to your relationships, and this is focusing more on like the romantic relationships, there's a lot more forgiveness and also the ability to resolve some kind of conflict that could be happening, either internal conflict or external conflict with somebody, and it could be a bit of both. You're finding the ability to forgive yourself, forgive the other person, and to be able to move on from a very tense situation. The Rainbow Reviver is then you guys being able to restore a sense of lightness and color back into a relationship, back into a very challenging situation. This applies to my singles and also those who are in a relationship where your relationship situations are just not so tense anymore. Coming into Gemini season, there's a lot more relief. Gemini is the sign of, you know, the twins. It's all about communication. So I do see that in this time of this season, there's also more supportive energies to help you and the people that you might be dating or the person that you are with right now. There are more supportive energies to help both parties communicate better and find some kind of resolution to something that maybe has been a little bit stuck. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have Silver Waterfall, card number 32. The Silver Waterfall is an energy of healing coming in. You know, there's this idea of walking through the silver waterfall and being cleansed of any negative energies and kind of like finding a sacred, safe space away from the world. This is a very like healthy boundaries kind of card. You know, when this person enters the silver waterfall, they leave behind their troubles and their worries of the world and retreat back into this kind of like paradise land. So there is cleansing, there is healing happening for your relationships in Gemini season. Let's take a look at health and wellness next. Okay, we have here, we have quite a lot of cards, but let's see. We have, first of all, light. The fairy queen of light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. Okay, so one thing for sure I'm seeing for many of you is that when it comes to overall health and wellness, and I'm talking about all forms of health and wellness, including like mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. But I think some of you have been going through, I'm hearing, like a dark night of the soul. For some of you, not all of you. And for most of you, just going through kind of like a challenging season when it comes to your personal life. And in Gemini season, there's so much more light and new beginnings happening for you. And the key here is to really allow yourself to receive these things and allow yourself to position you in the best way possible to receive. Because sometimes when we're so used to darkness and we're so used to things not working out, we just carry a lot of disbelief in ourselves, and we just don't think that anything can happen or anything new can occur in our lives. But this card over here is really signaling to the fact that there are good things coming through, and we want to keep ourselves in a position that enables us to receive these things more easily. Okay, you have the Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, the World here, all really, really positive signs that these new beginnings are happening. So please keep your head up, and if what's there to lose to be positive, is kind of like also the message coming through here. If you can't believe in good things happening, well then, at the very least, being in the moment and positive rather than in the moment and constantly negative is definitely still a better feeling, right? So bring in that light into your life. We have next Moon energy. Surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. Yeah, there's definitely this energy of like, things are okay, things are well, don't worry too much. It's all gonna work itself out, okay? We then have inspiration. Be prepared as you'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call anytime. So you might feel inspired by certain things to take certain action or do certain things to help you out with your health and wellness, or you might feel inspired to make certain changes in the positive direction for your life. And the final card, new beginnings, what were we talking about? This fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. So, I mean, this is again confirmation that there are new beginnings happening for you. So please do not give up on yourself. Please do not forget that this is all possible for you. And it could be happening really soon in this Gemini season, okay? Underneath the deck, we have nature's signs. Be receptive to the subtle signs, the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We need only open our hearts and minds. Okay, so nature is communicating to you, spirit is communicating to you all the time. Be open to that. Again, put yourself in a position where you can receive these messages, receive these blessings, and you're more than likely going to notice that, hey, some really, really good things are coming my way. Okay, and let's just close off this reading with some affirmations from spirit. And we have here, when I don't know what is happening, I choose to be excited and curious about what is going to be. Nice. And then we have, the universe is always helping me, sometimes in unexpected ways. Beautiful. So, hang on. Let me look at what's underneath the deck. Ooh, we have, my patience is being rewarded. My turn will come. Very, very beautiful. So pile number 1, this is what I see for you. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this reading brought you the clarity you were seeking, and I look forward to reading for you in future as well. Bye now. All right, hello pile 2, and welcome to your Gemini season prediction. So we're going to start off with our tarot cards, and then we'll grab a bunch of oracle cards to look at what's coming up ahead of you, okay? So let's just get into it. We are starting off with the Page of Wands in reverse, followed by the Sun in reverse, the Emperor also in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles here. Alright, Pile 2. So Gemini season is really calling for a lot of you to take a rest, to just pause, stop working so hard, stop driving so hard, and just get off the horse for a moment. And I can already feel a lot of resistance coming from some of you not wanting to take a break because you want to keep going. But something just feels too exhausting. And it's kind of like, especially with this Sun card here, can you imagine like shining a light, like a spotlight on something for so long, or maybe even just like turning on like your camera spotlight into your eye and putting that on for like more than like 3 seconds, you already want to like turn away. But this has been you putting on the heat on your goals or on things you want to do for 2026, and the heat has been going on for such a long time that you are maybe feeling a little bit burned out or just feeling pretty exhausted from non-stop chasing and running and going after things. And the exhaustion also comes from the fact that you're going after things but maybe with no avail. You've not really seen results yet. You've not really gotten the things that you wanted to by this time of the year, and we're feeling a little bit dejected by it. And the impulse is to keep going. The impulse is to not give up at this point and to just keep hammering down. But then there's something here where it's just there's too much masculine energy, and masculine energy is more about the action taking. It's more about the things we do externally, right? How we present ourselves, how we express ourselves in the world. So one energy is very masculine. The Sun is the young masculine energy. The Emperor also masculine energy, and all of them are in reverse, which is saying that your divine masculine self is so exhausted. It's so kind of like it overextended itself trying to be the provider, but even the provider needs a rest. Even the provider needs time to sleep and time to pause. So I wonder if some of you have been neglecting your sleep, neglecting rest, neglecting maybe even doing things to take care of yourself, right? And the divine feminine is kind of like wanting to come in to take over a little bit. And she moves very differently from the divine masculine, right? The divine feminine is the yin side, right? She nurtures. She's the womb, she's the vessel. She knows how to contend with with creation and what happens before creation, right? If the divine masculine is more so about watering the seeds that have sprouted, the divine feminine is about taking care of the seeds that have not yet sprouted. And over here, it's kind of like you've planted a bunch of seeds, and maybe not all of them or most of them have not sprouted, but you're like going hard on watering all of your seeds every single day, but it's like none of them have sprouted yet, right? And we're kind of like flooding our land too much with all of this activity when maybe it just needs us to take our foot off the pedal and give it some breathing room. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles here, it can talk about a scarcity mindset, which some of you might start to feel like there's a little bit of that creeping in, where you're feeling like there's a lot of lack and you don't really see results, so you're feeling a little bit like your self-worth and self-esteem is taking a hit. But then I'm also feeling with this Five of Pentacles, it's just Spirit also calling for you to rest. Because when we have the Five of Pentacles energy there, it's also about these people who are facing some kind of challenge and them kind of like needing to lean on Spirit or needing to lean on external help for support to tide them through a very challenging time. And that is you coming to a point where you realize that you don't have to or need to do everything by yourself. And maybe if you take a step back, you can also then allow spirit and the universe to come in to support you. And this support can come in so many different ways. For instance, friends, family, or maybe some helpful co-workers or colleagues or people that come in to support you with your business, with your career, with the finances, with things you want to achieve in life. Sometimes when we step back, it then allows other people to come in. But when we're so active, there's no opportunity for other external ways to come in to interject their support and their help. Okay, so for the month of Gemini, or I should say the season of Gemini, take some time to pause, reflect, and give yourself space to just do nothing for a bit, because that is perhaps the medicine that we need in this season. Okay, let's grab your oracle cards next to see, firstly, I just want to look at some other major themes that could be coming through for you in Gemini season. Whoa. Okay, well, let's see here. We have 5 cards? Okay, let's just look at, hang on, we have 6 cards. Okay, we'll just take a peek. Okay, it's a lot, so I'm probably not gonna go too much into them, but let's see. Okay, we have metal bird, treat yourself like royalty. Yeah, if you need rest and you want to pamper yourself a little bit with a good self-care routine, do that. We then have water snake, access your inner knowing. This is all about that feminine, that yin quality, right? She can go into her inner wisdom. She knows how to contend with the unknown. It's very high priestess energy. It's all about, when we've exhausted this masculine part of ourselves, and we've exhausted what we can do on the external, leaning into the internal, leaning into this part of ourselves that knows how to respond to unknowns, that knows how to respond to what do I do next, that has the answers to some of these more challenging questions, that can be very much the support that we need, or the shift in gear that we need. Okay, we have earth pig, surrender to the moment. Yep. Fire sheep, clear your blockage. Fire pig, raise your frequency. And metal monkey, let go of control. Okay, I feel like all of these cards really speak to the situations that we have been seeing for you. Surrendering is a theme, surrender to the moment, let go of control, and also clear your blockage and raise your frequency, because I think with this blockage, it really feels like it's that scarcity mindset and that scarcity frequency that we're getting too entrenched into, and it's making us not see our potential and not see the possibilities ahead of us. So letting go of that low vibrational scarcity mindset, raising our frequency to a more positive or a more hopeful state could help us. And I'm even hearing from spirit that if you don't have it in you to be positive all the time, at the very least, just catch yourself when you're going into that negative state, when you're going into that fear and that scarcity state, and just be mindful of that, and maybe find a way to neutralize that emotional charge. A state of neutrality is probably easier than trying to be hyper positive, so spirit is also just guiding that, hey, maybe just find a way to restore this balance inside of you, so you at least don't over engage in that negative scarcity fear type of mindset. Okay, underneath that is earth monkey, you can move mountains. Yeah, there's actually so much potential inside of you that is hard to see now just because we don't have the physical results, and sometimes the lack of physical evidence can be it's like a cold splash of water. It can be very demoralizing, right? So there's a huge reminder coming from spirit here to tell you just how capable you are, and just how much potential you have, and just how much is inside of you that to be able to achieve this success. So don't give up. And in fact, when you feel like giving up, actually the word that you might be looking for is actually to just surrender. Surrender to the moment, surrender to the process, trust the process, and let go. Rest, right? And then give yourself some space to restore and then keep going. All right, let's see what's coming through for you when it comes to career and finances. We have here Uriel in red, and the keywords are apathetic, wounded, unfulfilled, and divided. And then we have everything's okay, reassurance, support, guidance, and overseen. So everything is okay, my friends. Even on this card, there's like this big news from the universe being delivered to your letterbox. So you might be receiving some news from the universe, might be receiving some updates from people that you've been waiting for, especially when it comes to your career. So this could be a job offer update, or maybe like a promotion update, or maybe like when it comes to your finances, this could be an update when it comes to some kind of loans or some kind of applications that you've been going after, right? So things are okay. The universe is coming through with some news. And this low vibrational red state here, this red card, the red is related to the root chakra, and when we feel unstable, right, that's oftentimes gonna hit us at our root chakra the most. When we don't feel secure and or stable, or when we don't feel grounded, oftentimes our root chakra can get really out of alignment, and instead of feeling stable, we end up feeling a lot of fear. We feel a lot of chaos as well. So there's also some healing and balance coming in with your root chakra, with your stability, with your financial security, coming in Gemini season to help you to restore that balance over there. Underneath that, we have renewed connections, reunion, reconciliation, intimacy, and forgiveness. So I do think that you're going to get a lot of news in Gemini season. There's definitely a lot more communication. So if things have been feeling a little bit dry, like you've been putting out like maybe applications or letters and stuff like that, if things have been feeling very dry, that might change around in Gemini season, where you actually start to receive more updates from people. And at the very least, just knowing that you're not just shooting blanks, that people are actually noticing and seeing your stuff, and you actually getting some feedback is better than no feedback. But also there's good news coming in, okay? So the universe is coming in with big news, so keep your eyes open for that. Let's take a look at what's coming through for love and relationships next. Okay, we have compatibility and worthiness. All right, so the message here will apply for both people in relationships and also those who are single, but there's a lot more alignment, and I think just conversations flow easier. You feel more like you're more in sync with the people or the person that you're with. By people that you're with, I mean like the people that you're dating. But in general, there's a lot more connection, in the sense that miscommunications ease up. You find that it's easier to have emotional connections with people. You know, they understand you and you can understand them, especially with this compatibility card. And even in your relationships, you find space for your voice to be heard. And there's also a lot of restoration when it comes to seeing your own self-worth despite being in a romantic context, which I think is extremely important. To continue to see you as a whole individual person, even if you are looking for a partner or with a partner right now. So when it comes to relationships, you find that, hey, like, I'm not so dependent on somebody else telling me that I'm beautiful. I'm able to assert that in myself, that I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am desirable, I am worthy of love. Those things come to you more easily in Gemini season, and it really helps you to also then establish a more healthy emotional attachment and connection with somebody else, okay? Underneath that, we have this sacred woman. Yeah, there's a lot of, for sure, like divine feminine restoration. And this is interesting because we have a lot of this like divine masculine message over here, where the divine masculine seemed a little bit too overworked. So when it comes to relationships, also allow yourself to be taken care of. Allow yourself to just release and not have to be always the one that goes after chasing people, that goes after plans for things, uh, does try to like do nice things for your partner. Like maybe just take a step back and allow yourself to be pampered. And sometimes we may need to ask for it, right? Like maybe tell your partner that you're going through a difficult time and you would like to maybe do something relaxing together, and let your partner be the one to plan it, so it doesn't matter how it comes. That's my personal take, like whether or not you ask for it or the other person takes initiative to give it to you. But either way, let your partner know that you need help and take a step back to receive that help from them, okay? Now let's take a look at some health and wellness messages for Gemini season. All right, we have protect your dreams. You are the guardian of your precious dreams and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. So when it comes to health and wellness, your health is so connected to your dreams and your goals, your ambitions, your manifestations. And so many of you, I feel, have put your health on the back burner to go after your dreams. So this message here has two meanings. Number one, yes, protect your dreams, keep them safe to you. But number two, health and your wellness are important for you to be able to pursue your dreams, right? Like without your health and your wellness, there's no dream to even speak about. So take care of yourself. Give yourself space to rest. Give yourself time to breathe and room to breathe as well. Give your dreams room to breathe, right? When we're overly demanding and overly kind of like exacting on ourselves, sometimes it can be too punishing. So live and let live a little bit. This is not to mean that you lower your standards, but give yourself room for mistakes to happen. Give yourself room for failure as well, for things to not work out. And know that all of that is part and parcel of the process. Like nothing has gone wrong if like a failure happened. In fact, probably something has gone right if things are not working out, because that's also a sign of like, hey, what needs to shift and what needs to change. It's a sign that trial and error is happening and you're getting some feedback. So don't take it too personally that certain things may not be working out. Don't take it out on yourself as well that failures happen or shit happens. Protect yourself to protect your dreams. All right. Underneath the deck we have journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. Okay. So health and wellness wise, like a trip may be well deserved for some of you if you are planning on that. Otherwise, you might be planning for a trip in Gemini season, but going out on a holiday, just giving yourself some space for a vacation could do wonders for you and your manifestation. Okay, now let's just get you some final affirmation cards to see what else Spirit wants you to know. All right, and your card is the universe has something very special in store for me. Beautiful. And underneath the deck we have I give myself permission to switch off my mind and have some fun. Yeah, Gemini season, give yourself some space to do that because I think it's much needed for my pal twos, all right? So anyway, this has been your reading. I hope it brought you the clarity that you were looking for. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to reading for you in future as well. Bye now. All right, hello pal 3 and welcome to your Gemini season prediction. So we are going to start off with our tarot cards and then we will look at oracle cards to take a bunch of different messages about your Gemini season, okay? But just starting off here, let's have a look together. We have the 7 of Cups, 9 of Swords, and the Fool in reverse. Okay, for sure one of the major themes happening for you in Gemini season is you guys kind of like re-evaluating your next steps. And importantly, Spirit wants you to know that this re-evaluation, there's almost like a fork in the road kind of vibes going on here. And it could create some feelings of anxiety, but Spirit is also coming in with guidance to just reassure you that things are not as challenging as they seem, or not as bad as they seem. So they don't want you to preempt a problem when the problem hasn't arrived, so you don't have to live in the problem. You don't have to keep predicting bad things that are happening, right? Especially with this Nine of Swords, that's bringing up this feeling of like constantly worrying and being very vigilant of the future, as opposed to perhaps being more excited or more optimistic about the future. And so this card, Nine of Swords here, is coming in with some guidance to just be mindful not to over-engage or over-indulge in this kind of like worrying, okay? But the Seven of Cups here is the choice that is being presented to you to ask you if what you will pick at this fork in the road. Now, there's one message coming up here that I'm picking up where, for some of you, this is a test of commitment. Will you leave the situation because you're not seeing results or because you're not getting what you want out of it? Or will you stay on to persist in the efforts to get somewhere? This requires discernment, and the answer to that question isn't really presented in these cards at the very least, but we will grab oracles and we might unfold this a little bit further. But just looking at these oracle cards, the guidance here is that this answer will come from you. And it's going to be more powerful that the answer comes from you rather than from a tarot reader online, because you can know with absolute certainty and with conviction that this is or is not the path you want to take. And to be able to make a choice is in and of itself a very powerful thing to have. To know that you always have a choice in everything that you do is also very empowering, meaning that you're not forced to do something. You're not forced to stay in a career, in a job, in a relationship. You're not forced to constantly be in a state of worry or lack or fear. None of these things have to be this way. And you always have a choice to choose a different outcome or a different mindset or a different belief for yourself, okay? So the Fool here is symbolizing you guys having decided to go on a journey, having decided to go on a certain path, but then now needing to reevaluate, kind of like at the midpoint, like, is this still what I want? And that choice kind of like coming back to you. Like, you've made the choice when you were at the full card stage. Sometime in your past, you were given a choice and you decided to take the leap of faith. And now as you journey down this path, you're given another choice to ask yourself again if this is still what you want. And the biggest thing you can give to yourself, I think, in the month of Gemini is to give yourself the gift of choice. In that nobody is forcing you to walk this path. Nobody is pointing a gun at your head saying that you need to walk this path or else, right? And when we take out any of these kinds of very overarching, kind of like all-encompassing blanket expectations on ourselves, the answer might then become clearer. And sometimes it might be easier to say yes. It might be easier to say yes to our path when it doesn't feel like we have to tie ourselves down to it, and kind of like torture ourselves to stay on that path, right? But if we had a choice to stay on and we made that choice to stay on, it might actually feel more empowering. Okay, so let us take a look at some oracle cards now. And the first one, I'm going to adjust my chair without hitting my tripod. But the first one is, I want to take a look at some other themes coming through for you. So anyway, we have here the Fire Dragon, Co-Create with the Universe. This is card number 53. And then we also have card number 42, Wood Snake, Enjoy the Waiting Game. Okay. Yeah, you guys might be in a waiting phase, like waiting for some kind of result or outcome to manifest. And it's during this time that Spirit is calling for us to enjoy it rather than kind of like suffer in it. Okay, so even in this waiting game, there is still something that's happening behind the scenes, right? There is still co-creation happening with this Fire Dragon co-create with the universe card. You are always manifesting, we are always manifesting, and some things, there's still progress being made, even if everything else seems like it's in its kind of like waiting season. So enjoy yourself at this time. This could be a good time to catch up on some much needed rest, or maybe it's time to do some other things, engage in some other hobbies, maybe meet some friends, do some other things in the meantime. And it's kind of like without you knowing, things just start to move, you know? Like sometimes when we're having fun elsewhere, and then we look back and like, oh hey, you know, the cake is ready. Like, oh, the oven just went off. Like, now I can eat my cookies. Like, it's that kind of feeling. So go do something else and then check back later on. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have Earth Rabbit in harmony with the season. This is card number 16. So yeah, timing is really important, and I feel like in harmony with the season, like it's you guys also just being in harmony with your own divine seasons, your own divine timing. So things are working out. Don't worry too much. Check in with yourself that you still want to do this, you know, like that this is still a choice you want to make, and then allow yourself to enjoy the process of manifestation, which is also a choice, right? Like how we manifest and our mindsets and our attitudes to when we are in the process of manifestation is also a choice. Like we don't have to suffer to the end. We don't have to be worried about things to the end. We can choose to have a different attitude to it. So there's also something else coming up. Let's see what's coming through for you when it comes to your career and finances. All right, we have everything's okay. Card number 22, big news from the universe, and the keyword is reassurance, support, guidance, and overseen. The crazy thing is every single pile today has gotten this card, which is insane because I literally I would shuffle this deck, like all of my decks, before every single reading, every single pile. So the cards have been shuffled and still this card keeps coming out, so that's crazy. But we are in Gemini season, and it is the season of communication. Communication is a big theme for Geminis, so the universe is definitely actively communicating signs, messages, updates to us. If you're waiting for some news, especially when it comes to your career, this is a time when you could be receiving something pretty major that will give you enough information to be able to move forward with something, or it is the thing that you're waiting for. Maybe it's like a job update, or it's a promotion update, or maybe there's something about your finances that you hear back, you know, about some kind of application or some kind of outcome that you're looking for. So there is big news coming. All right. The next two cards are number 19, Divine Magic, and we have wishes, goals, dreams, and accomplishments. So there is some kind of manifestation and dreams coming to fruition in your career and finances in this season of Gemini. And then we have number 14, angels are watching over you. We have supported, protected, loved, and encouraged. So you see this person over here, she's kind of like stressed out and feeling a little bit frustrated. She has some crumpled pieces of paper, kind of like going back and forth on her work and going on the drawing board. But you look at the angels over there behind her, they are so supportive. They're not stressed, very much unlike her. They seem pretty happy, right? And so your angels are seeing a very different picture compared to you. So don't worry too much. Your angels are watching over your career and your finances. There's divine timing. There's financial kind of like blessings coming in, and your angels are looking out for you. So have faith, do not fear. Things are working out. Underneath the deck, we have Spirit Relationships 38 in reverse, and the keyword is blocked, disconnected, burnout, and scared. So this could be your state right now that you feel with your career and finances. But again, despite what you feel, there's actually so much positive blessings coming through with career and finances, and your angels are just pointing that out to you, almost like kind of like shouting that at this point in this reading, like, hey, chill, 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 chill. Things are fine. Things are better than they seem. So do not worry too much about them, okay? Let's take a look at some relationship messages for my pile threes. Over here, we have number 17, inner peace. And they have this word here, you are enough. And then we have number 16, the gardener. So there's something about your love and relationships, and this applies to both singles and those who are in relationship, that feels very peaceful in Gemini season. I don't know if, especially for singles, I don't know if this is a time when you really feel the need to go out to date or do a lot. Like, don't really see a lot of you trying to do too much with your love life. Even for those in relationships, there's a lot of just feeling very content and feeling very sufficient with your relationship. So everything feels like it's good, and we're not trying to do more with our person or even just with ourselves as singles. Okay, so this is a time when you're just enjoying the life that you have, even the life that you share with your partner, really being content with where you're at with love and relationships, and just enjoying this season, regardless of where you find yourself in your love life. Okay, underneath the deck we have the Rainbow Reviver, number 24. So yeah, the Rainbow Reviver, to me, I mean, this card here, the feeling that I'm getting is just a lot of relaxation, and also like this like rainbow imagery is coming back again. So again, it could be very much like this feeling of like divine magic just coming into your relationships as well. Things just miraculously work out. Things just ease up. Maybe you stop trying to be so you stop having so much attachment or so much expectation, or when we have expectations, sometimes it also sets us up for disappointments, right? So there's less of this like roller coaster, I should say, when it comes to being in relationship, and that peace really settles in, and you just start to have more fun and enjoyment in your love life, regardless of whether you're single or attached. And it just feels good. It just feels good, and there's a lot of contentment and just like happiness in the present moment. Okay, now let's get you some messages for your health and wellness for Gemini season. We have your celebration. Get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out to dance and play. An invitation could be on the way. Cute. Okay, so again, this feels like that enjoy the waiting game card, where while your cake is baking, like go out and play, like go out with your friends, go out and do something. This is a time for celebration. And also, you could be celebrating some good results that you're getting. I'm also seeing like birthdays or some social gatherings where you get to celebrate with the people around you, and they're just good vibes. So just do that, enjoy yourself whilst you're waiting for things to happen, okay? And it's also part of your health and wellness. Like, this is emotional wellness that you get to take care of in the meantime when you're in this manifestation journey. All right, let's see what else we have here. Okay, we kind of have like more rainbow imagery here, so that's cute. And again, rainbows are like miracles. They represent miracles. They represent divine signs from the universe as well. So pay attention if you see rainbows, that could be a sign from the universe. But also we have here protection. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking upon any spiritual work. So you're also very protected when it comes to your health and wellness. So don't worry too much, especially with this Nine of Swords in the background. Like, things will be fine. You are being protected. Do things to also help you to feel safe, right? Where maybe if you need to take a walk, if you need to feel more grounded, if you need to do something or meditate or journal or speak to a therapist to help you to feel more connected to yourself, do those things. It's going to help you to navigate any challenges that you face in Gemini season. Underneath the deck, we have new beginnings. This fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. So it's a very fertile time, I must say. So if you guys want that or don't want that, you know what to do. But also, it's also a time for new beginnings, especially when it comes to any projects, anything you want to manifest. Even if it's a business baby you're birthing, this is a very fertile time. So take heart, it's coming, okay? It is coming. Now let's just close off this reading with some affirmations from Spirit. And we have here, forgiveness helps me to let go and move on with my life, opening up to new and loving experiences. Beautiful. And underneath the deck, we have, I have confidence in myself. I am ready for everything that life offers me. Nice. So pile number 3, this is what I see for your reading. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this reading brought you the clarity that you were seeking, and I look forward to reading for you in future as well. Bye now.